Well, congratulations, Nigeria, the first ever Nigeria House in Davos. And of course, expectedly, one of those making up the delegates over there representing Nigeria and selling Nigeria is the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole. And she joins us. Dr. Oduwole, it's been a busy time for you. But first of all, I guess we have to just say congratulations to you for us, Nigerians, because you're representing us there. But how's it been over there in Davos?
Thank you very much. It's been extremely heartwarming to see Nigeria shine on the global stage. Nigerians are really delighted. I think the first thing I should say is that this house, this Nigeria House, it's a pivotal moment for public-private partnership. It demonstrates the renewed invigoration, the trust, and the belief in the Nigerian economy under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I say this because anyone who knows anything about Davos knows how expensive Davos is, and a house is an extremely important investment. It costs quite a bit of money. And the Nigerian private sector paid for this house in its entirety. It's a public-private partnership that didn't cost the federal government of Nigeria a single dollar, a single kobo, a single Swiss franc. And I think that shows how the private sector is committed to supporting this government in execution of our trade and investment agenda on the global stage.
Honorable Minister, that's really interesting. And I don't think a lot of us knew before now that it's a PPP project, talking about the Nigeria House there. So tell us more about this. What are the incentives for the private that joined for this? What is the House supposed to serve? How active can we expect the House to be after this meeting this week?
Okay. So what it is that a private sector consortium led by Aviola Integrated Services approached the federal government with this idea of having the first ever house in Davos for Nigeria. Now, you would remember that other correspondents had asked me this time last year, when is Nigeria going to have a house? Other countries have a house, and they really wanted Nigeria to have a home this week in Davos. Well, so the federal government, led by His Excellency the Vice President, with me as the lead minister, worked with them to submit their bid and their contracts with the World Economic Forum. And so working together to curate what you're going to see witnessed at the Davos House this week, which started yesterday at the Nigeria House. We have several private sector, like First AMP, that's a platinum sponsor. We have Oando Holdings, several of them. I don't even want to start going into names because everybody deserves a mention, coming together to support that consortium in the fundraising because of their belief in the Nigerian economy.
Yes, I can.
Now, why is a house important? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So why is a house important? A house is important because it gives Nigeria the opportunity to showcase to investors on a global stage what we have. Yesterday, we launched 4 playbooks across thematic sectors that we're prioritizing this year for the economy. So we did digital trade, obviously, technology. We did the creative sector. Those are 2 of our fastest growing areas that speak to Nigerian youth and job creation. We also did climate and sustainability agriculture. We also have a playbook on solid minerals. So these are 4 critical areas that the Tinubu administration has prioritized. And so we're showcased to investors, and the playbooks are readily available for download. We'll also be showcasing them to domestic investors. But it speaks to the trust and the belief in the reforms that the Tinubu administration has been delivering for the Nigerian economy.
Yeah, but Minister, what happens after the forum? What kind of activity do we expect to take place there in the House?
Yeah, so the House is actually bespoke. It's built for a week and it's taken down. So that's how Davos works. So every year for this week, you rent a space, you customize it. And so we have sessions all day in the morning. We have social events in the evening, serving jollof rice. Other Africans, other people from other countries can stop by to see a bit of our culture. When you see the house, you see it showcases Nigerian culture. And so what that means is that people have an opportunity to connect with us, have an opportunity to ask questions, and then Nigerian businesses have a home, they have where to take their meetings, they have where to meet up with people. And so we can invite investors. I'm taking my meetings, my bilateral meetings from the Nigeria House. It's just being an anchor for the economy, and then we can put our best foot forward together.
Yeah, sounds really interesting. And I look through the schedule. I see we have a lot of interesting meetings there. I think tomorrow we're supposed to have Dr. Oduwole with, I believe, the Bank of Industry, the Bank of Agriculture. But, I mean, very interesting setup and arrangement that has been put together there. But the end game is very important. What do we expect from all of these conversations?
Yes, the end game is more of perception management, more of building trust, more of having the opportunity to showcase what the fundamentals of the Nigerian economy are, to speak to the global stage. It's an important signal to the global stage. And this is work that is not just for a week. This is work that you've seen President Tinubu deliver on for nearly 3 years, traveling across the world. Just last week, we were in UAE signing our first ever comprehensive economic partnership agreement with the UAE. That relationship was cultivated over a 2-3 year period, and the negotiations took 11 months. And then we continued to travel. We traveled to the UK, to China, to India, to the US, everywhere, showcasing what Nigeria is. This year, starting from last year, and Mr. President's directive, that we prioritize Nigerian investors, Nigerian businesses, we'll be doing a lot more around the country, showcasing the fundamentals, showcasing the investment opportunities, and partnering with the private sector, domestically and foreign direct investment, to deliver for the Nigerian economy, channeling into infrastructure, channeling into fast-growing sectors, channeling into the Renewed Hope Agenda plan for the economy.
Yeah, and the Vice President did talk about some of those things you've mentioned, but I wonder how coordinated is our presentation? You were there. Of course, the Vice President is leading the delegate, but from the economic team, you are the one leading it. So how coordinated is this package that we're offering at Davos?
Oh, it's extremely coordinated. This was also had a big input from the CME, the Minister of Finance. Also, Minister of Solid Minerals, his permanent secretary, was present yesterday. Minister of Science and Tech was present physically. All the ministers and the agencies that are featured in the playbook actually we had heads of agency in the room, from climate change, for Bank of Agriculture. They're here with us in Davos BOI. And so it's a whole of government approach. We even had contributions from subnationals. We also had the validation of the playbook by Nigerian private sector, which is an important step. We had contributions from banks like AFC, who are also sponsors. And so it could go on and on. What this signals is that the Nigerian economy is getting more coordinated, is moving in the same direction, that there's a lot of traction between public-private, the private sector trusting the government, and the government is listening to the private sector, and we're working in tandem to deliver for the Nigerian economy on the global stage.
Yeah, just a quick one, Honorable Minister. So you talked about perception, that's the essence of the House, and the coordinated front that we have. So from all of this that you have planned and you're doing there at Davos, at the end of this meeting this week, what word or perception do you think you'll be living with, all attendees and those who have been watching and following Davos about Nigeria?
Well, the perception is clear. Nigeria is open for business, but it's not just perception. It also speaks to there are a lot of businesses going on that speak to what sectors, and so transactions, investors are asking questions and getting answers. We're going to be inviting quite a few investors to Nigeria this year, curating visits and making sure that they have the opportunity to go around the country and know what's available. Investors can also use Nigeria as a landing point, their investments for the African Continental Free Trade Area. That's another angle that we're really pushing hard this year. And so all this comes together in a coordinated manner to show people what the outlook is for the federal government and for the government of Nigeria this year.
All right, Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investments, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, thank you so much for your time. I wish you the very best. I just hope we can catch up with you at the end of it and find out how much you have gotten, how much grounds you covered.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here.